to be a Formula One winner. Racing drivers love a challenge, and when you start a Grand Prix back in 17th spot on the grid, there's very little to lose, and everything to play for.
Haas has been in the midfield for years, and they're known to be part of it since, forever. Today, they're dominating the Formula One scene, and we're all here for it. It is a result of luck, good strategies, and hard work after all. For years, or even months, only one team has been dominating the Formula One scene. Even team owner Gene Haas didn't hold back when he said that the Mercedes power unit superiority killed the ethos of the sport at the highest level. The team dominated for 7 years, and we thought it would never end. Well, not until the start of this season. Most of the teams scoring points weren't what we expected. Haas was on a roll for the first few races of the season. Well, actually they're on a roll until now with a few slip-ups here and there. They deserve it, especially because of the dramatic start to their season. Remember that? Russian driver Nikita Mazepin had to be dropped from the team because of his sponsor Yuri Kelly was no longer in the picture. This was the result of the war in Ukraine on the sport, and a lot of people are mistaking the reason that he was fired and thought it was only because of his nationality. In reality, Haas couldn't pay him anymore without the sponsorship. The driver took this bitterly and may have possibly taken it to court as well. On the other hand, for Haas, they had to get a driver as quickly as possible, and they chose their former driver, Kevin Magnusson. The Dane made a surprise return to Formula One. Kevin started the season with a kick, and no one could forget it. At long last, he grabbed points, finishing 5th in the first race of the season. After a pointless 2021 season, Haas and their decision to pour its limited resources into its 2022 project was worth it. Kevin Magnusson showed consistent talent for the majority of the season, maybe even giving Haas a reason to keep him for the next few years. Actually, he already signed up on a multi-year deal with the team, but Haas is still one other free seat for next year. The craziness just continues, said Magnusson. We had a really good race and the car was good all the way through. Obviously, a bit of luck there with the 2 Red Bulls, but we'll take it. Kevin made his debut with McLaren in 2014 and then raced with Renault. He moved to Haas until he lost his seat at the end of the 2020 season. He moved to a different part of motorsport the following year and signed as one of Peugeot's drivers for his 24 Hours of Le Mans return and completed a sports car program with Chip Ganassi Racing in 2021. A lot of people are saying that Gunther Steiner and the rest of Team Haas made the right decision in rehiring Kevin Magnusson. They said that this is a team that has taken blow after blow in the last couple of years, and that this has not been helped by having a divisive, controversial and underperforming driver in the car in 2021. Of course, they've weighed their options quite well, and then decided on getting one of their best drivers to have ever joined the team. Some Formula One fans are saying that it's obvious that Haas didn't really want to drop him in the first place. Kevin Magnusson is reportedly using his second chance in the sport to the best of his ability. From the Danes' perspective, the Haas vacancy gives him the opportunity to bounce back into Formula One after a year away. He's probably going to be back as a long-term permanent member of the grid if he keeps up with his performance during the first half of the season. Some experts are even calling him a very useful asset to the team. Kevin Magnusson definitely is worth his weight in gold in the Formula One grid for sure. At the same time, the Haas racing team may have had a new star on the rise with Mick Schumacher. The Formula One driver is the son of driving legend Michael Schumacher, but he's a talent on his own. He's won numerous races in his motorsport career, but was pointless during his debut in Formula One. Admittedly, he knows he could have done better during his first season in the sport. Mick actually gave himself an average grade for the first half of his rookie season in Formula One. This is much to his team's principal's dismay. This carried on into the first half of the following season, to the point where Gunther Steiner told Mick several times he might be replaced if he didn't fix his act. He criticised him for all the crashes that took place. Some say he still showed improvements in skills throughout last season, even without any development in that car. He also outpaced his then teammate Nikita Mazepin. Mick said that his goal, of course, is always to do his best, but he does say he's still a lot of work to do. Experts even said that looking at Mick's performance throughout last year shows that Haas is not getting any quicker. Schumacher is just getting better. They recall that in Abu Dhabi, Schumacher was a tenth away from Kimi Räikkönen's Alfa Romeo, a tenth from Lance Stroll Aston Martin in Saudi Arabia. In Qatar, he had both Alfa Romeo and a Williams within 2 tenths. Gunther Steiner was also surprised with what happened. Anyway, Mick probably gained a lot of experience that season because finally, a few races in 2022, he scored his first points and got his best ever finish. Mick Schumacher's P8 finish earned 4 points for Haas during the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. And when we tell you everyone went wild when he got points, everyone just got so happy that he finally earned a spot on the grid with their car. Sebastian Vettel of Aston Martin, Mick and Michael's good friend, went on camera after the race and said he was shouting from inside of his car when he saw Mick almost lunge past Max Verstappen. Honestly, we also have Kevin Magnusson to thank for this. He and Mick are such a good match. They always push each other to score points. That time, Mick finished 2 places ahead of Kevin Magnusson after a race that saw early retirements from 6 drivers. Mick started in 19th, the second to last place. With all of this wins, there's still the question of who will be driving the Haas seat next year. Kevin Magnusson will still be with them next year, but Mick Schumacher's contract already comes to an end. Whether it will be extended or not is still a question. Some are saying to give the seat to Daniel Ricciardo, who has won several races before. Some are also thinking Antonio Giovinazzi might also be in the picture. We can't wait to see what's in store for the Haas racing team next year.